Good morning, I'm Caroline Mueller. The time is now 5:59 and today's date is February 19th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I think I saw a good bit of black ice on the roads as well as some snow flurries falling this morning. What is it looking like now?
Well, you were exactly right, Caroline. We're not only seeing the snow falling, but ice is very present on the roads this morning. So if driving is unavoidable, please take it safely. Here's a look at that satellite and radar this morning. You can see we do have some heavier snowfall as we're traveling up towards the north. We'll zoom in just towards Hazel Green, where you're seeing the heaviest of that snow. Now it's continuing to push through the next couple of hours, but we do have that snow in the forecast pretty much all day long and into the morning hours of your Thursday. Here's a look at those current temperatures out the board, mostly looking in the teens. It is a cold day. You're gonna need that winter coat all day long because we're not going to warm up too much as we're heading to those forecast highs looking in the upper 20s and low 30s. And we do have some fast winds making those temperatures feel a lot colder. Next 12 hours, you'll see those temperatures warm up slightly to the highs. And again, we have that snow chance throughout the day, mostly being the heaviest in the morning and overnight into your Thursday. Caroline.
Megan, thank you. When the floodwaters hit the region, they soaked Pike County with devastation, with many communities seeing more water than they ever expected. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at the impacts of the widespread water.
From businesses in the city of Cold Run,
it washed away in a blink of an eye,
to cut off communities miles away.
Yeah, I've been the chief at the Marvin Fire Department 25 years, and I've never seen the water come through there as fast as it did and as high.
The people of Pike County are working to clean up and push forward, building back what the weekend waters washed away, with many stores shoveling their mud-covered inventory into dumpsters.
I know it's just games and toys, you know, but one of the things that I've always wanted to do, my life's dream, to make a store like this.
While homes and communities are waiting to be reconnected in order to get the recovery process started.
It's just a lot of devastation. There's a lot of roads washed out. People's lost power, lost water.
With crews surveying the damage, while volunteers pour out to pick up their neighbors in need.
And I guess I was expecting 2 or 3 people because I figured they'd be spread around, but my goodness, they showed up with what feels like an army.
First responders say the work ahead may seem insurmountable.
You couldn't prepare for what happened. There's no way. Nobody was prepared for what we got.
But the region is indestructible.
It's the main thing. We got to work together to get through this, and it's going to take all of us together.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The impacts of the flooding in Pike County extend well past Marbone, with reports of entire neighborhoods still covered in miles of mud in the Mouthcard community. Yesterday was the second full day of cleanup in Pikeville, hit hard by the weekend's flooding. Student athletes with Pikeville High School are volunteering their time to help out their community during this time of need. Football coach Chris McNamee was hauling players and making stops across town, assisting with cleanup.
It's just something you got to do for your community. I mean, you should love the people around you.
I'm just really proud of them, and they come from good families who've taught them right, and B, they're learning the lesson of helping your neighbor and being servants.
Their school took in close to half a foot of water. The superintendent says they're hoping to be able to reopen Pikeville High School in a couple of weeks. Nearly 50 families in Leslie County are cut off from the community. Crews can only reach them by boat for welfare checks and deliveries. Magistrate John Newell says out-of-state teams are helping, including some from hurricane-struck North Carolina.
And have this group come up from Asheville, North Carolina, knowing what they went through, and have them come up here and help. I've been in this county 53 years, and this is the most help we've had.
Governor Beshear said this week that National Guard members from Tennessee and Indiana are also out on the ground. They've worked together to help take more than 800 calls for help. Officials are describing a mudslide in Letcher County as massive and a major issue, making it a top priority for cleanup. Residents in Fleming Neon experienced excessive flooding into their homes Monday morning after the mudslide blocked the creek for flowing water. A homeowner who was in his home when the incident happened says it sounded like a car crash, and when he stood up to see what happened, he felt his house shift.
And as I was getting up off my couch, to actually go outside. My whole house just moved over, about 2 foot, 1.5 foot area.
The Kentucky State Transportation Cabinet, Fleming Neon Mayor, and Letcher County Judge Executive were all at the scene to assess the damage. The mayor says the people affected by the mudslide will be a priority. Thankfully, no one was reported injured. In the days following the weekend's devastating floods, many community organizations are jumping into action. When pictures came up of the flooding, members with the Kentucky Education Development Corporation had a plan in place to help those in need. KEDC is in touch with superintendents in some of the hard-hit areas like Pike County to let them know help is coming. They are collecting monetary donations and pieces of clothing like hats, mittens, and boots.
We are also going to work with family resource centers and look for the need that the students have. For instance, it may be socks.
KEDC says that they will be doing a needs assessment in the coming days to determine what school supplies will be needed. They will also send tech crews there as school starts back up if asked. Kentucky Power is hosting a donation drive for those impacted by flooding in the mountains. Sarah Nussbaum with Kentucky Power says donations will be accepted through the week. Folks can drop items off from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening today and Thursday at Kentucky Power's headquarters in Ashland. Nussbaum says they are looking for trash bags, buckets, mops and brooms, and hygiene items, including soap and toothpaste.
We're going to make sure that all of these donations go down to our Southeast Territory, where our customers were affected by the flooding.
The donations will be put in a truck sometime during the afternoon on Friday. KSP Post 9 is working with some partners to keep an eye on those in need. Troopers joined forces with the United Cajun Navy to begin canvassing neighborhoods impacted by the flooding. The group took a convoy of care through parts of Pike County, delivering cases of water and doing welfare checks. Trooper Michael Coleman shared a statement saying KSP will also be increasing its presence in flooded communities to protect against theft and property damage.
Road conditions are hazardous if you are heading out. We're not only seeing ice and snow, but visibility is low this morning. I mean, we're talking 0.8 mile visibility in Jackson. Most places are better than that, but still not seeing it by much. 2.9 mile visibility in Monticello, 3 mile visibility in Jacksboro. And here's a look at that snow. I mean, it's been traveling for quite the bit of time now. This is a 3-hour loop, and as of right now, we're seeing the heavier snow bands as we're traveling more towards Rowan County and more towards Harlan County. Now we'll continue to see the snow throughout the morning, but those temperatures really are frigid. We're talking the teens and 20s, mostly the upper teens, but we do see some middle teens as we're traveling towards Jackson, Irvin, and Ashland. 15 degrees and 14 for Moorhead. High temperatures for today will be in the mid-20s for most of the area, seeing upper 20s the closer you get to Tennessee, and some low 30s are on the board. Next 12 hours, we'll see those temperatures warm up slowly. Caroline.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. The government defends their swift cuts to the federal government while trying to win back employees who weren't supposed to be fired.